Do tell. Fade in. Interior, JR's bedroom, night. A skinny geek with curly hair, JR, 19, sits on his bed playing a game on his phone. His bedroom is wall-to-wall Japanese anime. Posters and collectibles cover all surfaces. JR's cousin, Lynn, 19, leans close to a mirror. She musses her bright green and pink pixie haircut. Lynn looks hard at JR in the mirror, then walks over and smacks the phone out of his hands.
I can't believe you're more interested in your nerd game than in my big moment. Sorry to bother you with my life-altering event.
What? I'm listening.
You'd better be, or I'm officially disowning you as my cousin.
Sorry, jeez.
I said, should I wait for a couple of people to say their stupid thing first, or should I just go in there like a freight train and leave everyone's mouth hanging so no one cares about anything else?
Well, you know how late night hosts don't just immediately start the show? They have warm-up acts, right? That's because they're the star. Let a couple people warm up, and then hit 'em hot. Boom, you're the star.
Yeah, nice. I like it. So, do I go traditional, like, I have something to say that many of you may find hard to handle? Or more, guess what, fuckers? I'm gay, and if you don't like it, you can eat my ass.
Definitely not the second one, but the first one doesn't seem very you.
You're right. I'm theater, but not drama. I know. I'll sing it. I ate pussy and I like it!
You do?
No, not yet. But I'm going to soon. That's why I'm in college.
Interior, Aunt Barb's living room, night. 15 Beckett family members sit on couches, folding chairs, and a few are cross-legged on the floor. Aunt Barb, 47, rosy with alcohol, stands for her role as MC. The wine in her glass sloshes as she speaks.
All right, hush. Let's get started. As is the Beckett family tradition, we have from now until midnight to bring up any grievances, confess any sins, and generally unburden ourselves so we can all start the new year fresh.
Great Aunt Mabel, 83, huffs.
Everyone needs to mind that God is listening too. I'll see him first, and if I hear any blasphemy or vulgarity like I did last year, I'll give him a double earful.
Thank you, Aunt Mabel. Yes, everyone needs to be respectful. This is supposed to be an exercise in forgiveness and understanding, not a WWE match.
Cousin Jedd, 14, body slams his brother, Cousin Toby, 10.
You just entered the Thunderdome.
Mom!
Jedd, get your hands off your brother right now.
I'm just having fun. Fun isn't allowed on New Year's.
Aunt Barb's bald husband, Uncle Mike, 50, bangs his beer down on the side table.
You listen to your mother, mister. 14 ain't too old to spank.
Cousin Jedd lets his brother up and pouts.
Why do I even have to be here? JR and Lynn aren't.
JR? Lynn, come on. We're starting.
Interior, JR's bedroom, night, continuous. Lynn stands in front of JR, blocking the door.
Come on, we gotta go.
Just a couple more. Really try to tear me down this time.
Fine. You're a fat garbage slut and you smell like an ass cork.
What? Where did that come from? No, I meant be a bigot.
Oh, okay. Now that you're a lesbian, when you date, are you going to be the man or the woman?
Bend over and I'll show you. That one was easy. Give me another one.
This one's a classic. You're going straight to hell, lesbo.
I got this one too. I sure hope so. That's where all the good music is.
Lynn holds up her fists with hand horns and sticks out her tongue.
Tongue or no tongue?
JR, you get out here now.
Just one more.
No, if my mom comes in here, she'll say something like, "Why didn't you guys hear me? Were you too busy making out?"
Ew.
And even though it's just a stupid joke, it'll be in everyone's heads. Then they'll all think you're making up the whole gay thing because we really were making out.
God, you're right. Let's go. I'm just gonna have to improv it. I do my best work under pressure anyway.
Lynn and JR head out of the room and down the hallway.
I can't decide whether I'm nervous or just totally fucking amped. Curtain up.
Interior, Aunt Barb's living room, night, continuous. The whole family turns to look as Lynn and JR enter. Lynn's mother, Becca, 45, makes room for Lynn on the couch. Becca wears a sarong dress and a flower in her hair like she's on a beach in Hawaii.
There you are, darling. Why don't you ever sit next to your mummy?
No thank you, Mummy. I prefer to sit next to people that don't turn my dad's heart into confetti for fun.
Lynn sits on the floor, far away from her mother. Uncle Rufus, 67, chuckles.
Looks like this year is gonna be one for the books. We should have started at 3.
Laughter.
Let's warm up to that issue, shall we? Who wants to kick things off?
Grace, 26, a thin woman with bubblegum pink lipstick, stands holding a sleeping infant, baby Jaden.
I'll start. No grievances or confessions, but I do have news. Jaden can officially roll over on his own.
Petite Nana, 80, rolls her eyes.
We know. We already saw all the videos you posted on Facebook.
Grace looks crestfallen.
You know what? Actually, I do have something. I've been a part of this family for 3 years now, and I still don't feel included or even liked. You ooh and ah over every little thing that Aunt Barb's kids do, but all I get is an occasional thumbs up. If I'm lucky, I get a smiley face.
Grace's husband, cousin Tim, 27, stands and rubs Grace's back with one hand and tries to gently pull her back into her seat with the other. Grace ignores him and sweeps a finger across the room.
I can see it all in your faces right now. Sit down and shut up, Grace. You're not really a part of this family.
She's been going through this postpartum thing lately. She's been real emotional.
Grace turns on her husband and stares daggers at him.
Have I, Tim? Have I been a little emotional for your liking? Well, next, baby, you feed until your nipples bleed. You get opened up like a drunk hobo's can of beans. Then I'll sit back and complain how long it's taking for you to be ready for sex again. How does that sound?
Baby Jaden starts to cry.
Now look what you've done. Well, hope my nipples are calloused enough to feed him.
Grace runs out of the room with a wailing baby Jaden. Cousin Tim runs after her.
Okay. We're obviously going to have to circle back to that one before the night is over. Next brave soul.
Amber Lynn gives JR a questioning look. JR gives a slight shrug and a nod. Amber Lynn starts to stand.
I should probably wait until you've had more alcohol, but...
Becca jumps up.
Sorry, dear, but I just can't wait a second longer. I'm going to burst. You know how I said I was going away for a special tropical Christmas? Well, it was more special than I told everyone.
Amber Lynn plops back down on the ground with a scowl. Becca holds up her hand to show a large wedding ring.
I got married!
There's a din of surprise from everyone. Amber Lynn glowers at the man on the couch, Stephen, 38. Stephen is tall, very tan, and wears a Hawaiian shirt that matches Becca's dress. Becca grabs Stephen's hand and pulls him up next to her.
Everyone give a big Beckett family welcome to Stephen, my new husband.
Congratulations erupt.
And Christina, my new wife.
Becca pulls up her best friend, Christina, 42, to stand next to her on the other side. Christina wears a matching print headband in her long silky hair. Becca and Christina kiss. The room goes dead silent. Everyone looks like a deer in the headlights, especially Amber Lynn.
I know this is a bit of a shock.
The room explodes in protest. People jump to their feet. Amber Lynn stays sitting and stares at the floor.
Nice. A throuple.
You can't.
That's illegal, isn't it?
Transgressors! Adulterers! This is against God's law. You'll be punished!
Great Aunt Mabel visibly shakes. She clenches at her chest and passes out. Family run to her, Stephen in the lead.
You killed her.
Mom, if 3 people can get married, why did Aunt Becca divorce Uncle Kevin? 4 people can't get married? Everyone get back. I'm a doctor.
Don't you dare touch my sister. This is all your fault. Polygamist.
Amidst the chaos, Becca crouches next to Amber Lynn.
I know that you still haven't forgiven me for leaving your dad. Maybe this makes it a little easier to understand. I just wasn't fair to him when I was head over heels for my best friend.
And your podiatrist.
I was hoping that at least you would be open-minded. I raised you to embrace difference.
You ruined it like you always do.
Marriage is a two-way street.
Not this. I don't give a flying fuck about your love life. This was supposed to be my announcement. You totally upstaged me.
Oh, sweetie. I shouldn't have interrupted. I was just so excited.
Becca stands. Great Aunt Mabel comes to in a groggy fog. Stephen checks her pulse and tries to give her water. She pushes it away and reaches for her glass of whiskey. Most family members have broken into groups and talk excitedly amongst themselves.
Everyone, yoo-hoo! Can I have your attention, please?
The room quiets and all attention turns to Becca.
We'll all have plenty of time to unpack this and answer all of your questions later. Right now, I need to give the floor to my daughter.
Amber Lynn's head snaps up. She jumps up and tugs on her mom's sleeve. She shakes her head no at her mom.
Amber Lynn was getting ready to make an important announcement when I very rudely interrupted her. I want to apologize to everyone, but especially to Amber Lynn.
No, Mom.
Go ahead, dear. You have the floor. Nobody interrupt.
Amber Lynn shoots a startled look at JR. He gives her an encouraging go-ahead gesture.
Go on, honey. No judgment. Couldn't be any more shocking than my announcement.
I'm pregnant.
There's a low murmur of shock in the room, but nothing like the tidal wave of outrage from Becca's announcement.
But you're so young.
I was her same age when I had my first.
Who's the father?
How far along are you?
You gonna keep it?
Amber Lynn looks in panic at JR. He's dumbstruck.
I don't want to talk about it right now. I need some time.
Amber Lynn runs down the hall to JR's room and slams the door. Interior, JR's bedroom, night. JR immediately opens the door and slams it again. He locks it.
What the hell were you thinking? Pregnant?
Amber Lynn quickly paces the room.
I know. I froze. It was the first thing that came to my mind.
Why didn't you just tell them?
Because my stupid mother spoiled it. She totally outgayed me. Classic one-up.
It's not a contest.
No, but it is a moment. My moment. And she thieved it.
Her thing is totally different than your thing. You could have still said your thing.
Amber Lynn throws her hands up in exasperation.
You just don't get it. That was my one plot twist. What else could possibly happen to me where I get genuine hair-standing shock? That was my one dun-dun-dun moment. And poof, she fucking broke and entered.
So your logical solution was pregnancy. You're 100% certifiable.
It was the only thing I could think of that had potential. But clearly, the reaction was muted at best. I got a half-hearted, "You're so young," and everyone else was basically like, "Huh, interesting."
I've got to say, I've grown up with you our whole lives, and right now I feel like I don't know you at all. Get out there and tell them you're not pregnant.
Oh, hell no. How would I even explain that?
I have a better question. How are you going to explain it when months go by and you're not pregnant?
I obviously thought about that, dummy. I'm just gonna have to get pregnant.
JR laughs a crazed laugh.
Great solution. Yes, you're quite the problem solver. What are you going to do? Take out a Craigslist ad? Crazy lesbian teenager seeks emergency semen for no strings attached procreation.
I'd come up with a better ad than that. Plus, I'm a girl. I don't need an ad. I just need to be willing.
You're so sexist.
I'm a realist.
That's what all sexists say. I'm not playing, Amber Lynn. You get out there right now and tell our family that you lied, or I'll do it.
Amber Lynn folds her arms and leans heavy into one hip.
3.
JR puts his hand on the doorknob.
2.
JR cracks open the door.
JR, if you tell them about this, I'm going to tell them all about your weird tentacle porn fetish.
JR's eyes bug out. He quickly slams the door. Amber Lynn smirks.
Have you been going through my stuff?
If I order calamari next time we go out, are you going to pop a wood?
Shut up.
Amber Lynn points to JR's crotch.
Release the Kraken!
Amber Lynn cackles. JR opens the door to his room.
Get out. I hope you do get knocked up. Hope you have a fucked up kid just like you.
Amber Lynn sachets out of the room, then spins to JR with her finger in his face.
You better keep your mouth shut, you cartoon pervert.
Interior, Amber Lynn's dorm room, day. Amber Lynn lays on her bed with her phone up to her ear. Punk band posters and 1990s memorabilia decorate her room. Above her bed is a poster of Pussy Riot band members in jail.
JR, I need to know now. My mom is already buying baby clothes. It's less than 2 weeks until my next period, prime fertility time. Call me or I'm coming over.
Amber Lynn tosses her phone down on the bed and stares at the poster on her ceiling. The phone rings immediately. Interior, JR's bedroom, day. JR sits on the edge of his bed and taps his foot with his phone to his ear. He fidgets with an anime action figure. Telephone intercut.
So, is he going to do it or not? If I have to wait any longer, I'm just going to go to a frat party.
You're sick. You seriously need help. What are you going to do? Spike one of these poor unsuspecting guys' drinks?
No, of course not. Wouldn't work anyway. Can't shoot pool with a rope. But I'll put on my shortest...
He said he'll do it.
What? Really?
I tried to talk him out of it. I only asked him because you blackmailed me. I can't believe he said yes. You two deserve each other.
Great. This needs to happen tonight. Where do we meet?
Not my house. I want no part of this nefariousness.
Okay, neutral location then.
How about Biscotti's coffee?
I hate that place. They serve corporate coffee, and the place is filled with nothing but khakis.
You want to get pregnant or not?
Fine. What time?
Interior, Biscotti's Coffee House, night. A constant stream of people come in and out of the bustling coffee shop. Behind the counter, hipster baristas knock into one another prepping drinks. Lynn steps up to the counter. A female barista, Crimson, 22, gives her a crooked smile. Crimson has a shaved head and a sleeve tattoo. A rainbow flag is prominent part of the tattoo.
Nice choice.
Crimson points to Lynn's ripped t-shirt.
I dig the Dropkick Murphys too. Ever see them in concert?
No, I've always wanted to. Before they get too old.
Crimson laughs. Lynn smiles at her with a blush.
Too true. What can I get you?
Your phone number?
Crimson's eyebrows arch high and the crooked smile comes back. JR runs up to Lynn and pulls on her elbow.
You gotta come outside. He says he knows people in here.
Just a second, I'm getting coffee.
You want him to get spooked and leave?
I'll be right back.
Exterior Biscotti's Coffee House, night. JR leads Lynn to Ezekiel, 18, who stands in the shadows, straddling his bike with his helmet still on. Ezekiel wears serial killer glasses and has peach fuzz mustache.
Lynn, this is my friend Ezekiel from my Dungeons & Dragons group. I did my part. I'm out. Good luck.
JR hurries away, looking around like he's guilty.
How old are you?
18.
Let me see your ID.
Ezekiel gets out his ID and hands it over to Lynn.
Can we not discuss this out here? I don't want anyone I know to see me.
You're embarrassed of being seen with me.
No. I just don't want anyone to be able to tie me to the deed. There are cameras everywhere.
The deed.
JR promised me no child support. My engineering degree is already going to cost me $120,000. Student loans won't cover child support too.
Charming.
Sorry, but
Where do we go?
my house? I mean, my parents' house. They're out of town.
Your bike won't fit in my car.
Just follow me.
Exterior street, night. Ezekiel pumps his pedals furiously. Lynn follows behind in her car at a snail's pace. Her head rests on her fist. Interior Ezekiel's bedroom, night. Ezekiel's bedroom looks like a computer lab. Racks of computer parts are arranged nicely in labeled bins on racks. A large desk and drafting table take up most of his room. Lynn and Ezekiel sit on the edge of his bed, their hands folded in their laps. They both stare at the ground. They both start to talk at the same time.
Sorry.
No. You go.
I was gonna say I should probably tell you I'm a virgin.
Me too.
And a lesbian.
Oh. Then why?
I don't want to talk about it. You promised no questions. In fact, I don't think we should talk at all. It'll be easier to...
Ezekiel lunges at Lynn with an open-mouthed kiss. She pushes him away and wipes her mouth with the back of her hand.
Sorry. You said no talking.
No kissing either.
Oh. Okay.
Ezekiel looks down at his crotch.
But I need something to... You know.
Ezekiel makes an erect gesture. Lynn's face screws up with disgust.
Get one then.
Ezekiel shrugs and then furiously starts to rub himself. Lynn jumps up.
No, not like that. Don't touch yourself.
It's not magical.
Come up with something else then.
Can I see your boobs?
No, clothes on. Just covered enough to connect. I was very specific about that.
I can't just will it.
Okay, one boob.
Can I touch it?
Of course not.
Please? It'll help.
Fine, let's just get this over with.
Lynn reaches under her skirt and takes off her underwear without revealing anything. She lays as stiff as a board on Ezekiel's bed with her legs tightly closed. Ezekiel unzips his pants and lies on top of her.
Boob.
Lynn rolls her eyes and pushes her skirt and bra down on one side. Ezekiel palms her breast like it's a basketball.
It worked. Ready?
Yes, do it already.
You have to open your legs.
Lynn spreads her legs barely an inch.
A little bit more.
Lynn opens her legs 2 inches more.
It's still not...
This is what you get. You're gonna have to make it work.
I'll try.
Ezekiel positions himself.
Right there?
No, God, let me do it.
Lynn screws up her face and reaches between their bodies.
Okay.
Go?
Lynn squeezes her eyes tight.
Yes, hurry, just go.
Ezekiel rams forward. Lynn's eyes fly open and she pushes him away.
Ow, not so hard.
Sorry. Did it go in? Are we still virgins?
I don't know.
Ezekiel's door opens. Crimson walks in.
Zeke, do you have any... Oh, God!
Ezekiel flies across the room, away from Lynn. Lynn grabs the side of the comforter and throws it over herself. Crimson slams the door closed.
Sorry, I should have knocked.
Lynn throws the comforter off. Her shirt is back in place.
What's she doing here?
That's my sister, Crimson. She should be at work.
Amber Lynn scurries off the bed, grabs her underwear, and shimmies into them.
I was going to keep those.
Amber Lynn gives Ezekiel a warning glare.
This never happened. If you tell anyone about this, I'll...
Amber Lynn looks around the room. She spots a tidy collection of Dungeons and Dragons gear.
I'll burn all of JR's Dungeon Master campaigns.
Ezekiel takes in a sharp breath.
And maps.
You wouldn't.
Try me.
Amber Lynn smacks a plastic box filled with dice to the ground. They spill everywhere. She rushes out of the room. Interior, Ezekiel's living room, night. Crimson leans against the wall with her hand on her neck. She now wears eyeglasses.
I'm so sorry about that. I lost my contact lens at work and had to come home. Zeke has never brought a girlfriend home. Ever.
I'm not his girlfriend. I barely even know him. Plus, I'm gay.
Crimson looks at Amber Lynn in confusion.
But I saw...
You didn't see anything. Nothing happened. I was just trying to get pregnant because I told my family that I was pregnant instead of gay when my mom's news made my coming out story seem totally basic, and I didn't want people to yawn at me. For once, just once, I wanted to be the special one.
Amber Lynn tears up. Crimson walks over and wraps her arm around Amber Lynn's shoulder. She leads her over to the couch.
Oh, sweet little baby Dyke. We need to talk. Tell me everything.
Interior, Aunt Barb's living room, night. Amber Lynn stands in Aunt Barb's living room in front of a large computer monitor. All the faces of the Beckett family members fill the screen in little boxes like the Brady Bunch. Aunt Barb, Uncle Mike, and their kids sit on the couch. Becca and her spouses sit in chairs. Crimson stands with JR behind Amber Lynn. Everyone's attention is focused on Amber Lynn.
So you're not pregnant?
No, Mom, I'm not.
Darn. I was actually really excited to be a grandparent.
Me too.
Me 3.
And you're a gay too, huh? Well, the apple doesn't fall too far from the fruit tree, does it?
Now, Aunt Mabel, don't start. I heard stories about you.
Don't you dare, you little shit!
Everyone breaks into laughter. Crimson steps up to hold Amber Lynn's hand. They smile at each other.
This is a big day for our little Amber Lynn. I made my famous pot roast to celebrate. Hope you like pot roast.
Actually, I'm a vegan.
Silence. Then a cacophony of protest erupts from all family members.
Vegan! Why didn't I go with vegan?
Fade out.